Hi, Tony Selzo. Welcome to the line. We've got a great show. In studio, we've got Randy Sorrell with Surroundings by NatureWorks, a really cool company in Carmel, right down on the main drag there, doing some great landscaping, really interpreting what I like to see, the outside spaces in whole new ways. You guys really have a signature in the stuff that you do. It's really kind of that one part embracing the environment and the space, but then bringing that creative kind of feel to it to be that funky, cool type of style that you guys have,
Sure.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into this?
Well, 25 years ago, I was in the employee benefit business, Tony, down in Dallas. I did okay there, sold that business to Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Okay.
Moved home, could do whatever I wanted to do for a living, so I turned my passion into my profession.
So you went from the employee benefit business
Yeah.
to digging holes and
That's right.
planting trees.
Yeah, right.
So really kind of a pursuit in passion, right? I mean, you've
Sure.
done the entrepreneur thing. You knew you could be a business owner, right? And now you had the choice to kind of figure out what you want to be when you grew up, right?
Exactly.
And so now when you started this business, it's really changed. You guys have some unusual ways that you kind of embrace and pull the genius out of the client on what they want, what they're trying to create. Talk to me about that process. When you're sitting down with somebody and you're looking at this space, how do you co-create?
Yeah, great question. And I think that's one of our strengths that we've identified. And so consequently, the guys who work for us, it is their strength as well. And that's also the kind of client we attract. And that is, we're just a little different.
Yeah.
And if we are going to build an incredible space for you and your family and your kids and your mom and et cetera, we have to connect.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to have a connection. And Eric, my landscape architect, same way. And once we connect and get to know you and become friends-ish, you know, and we know how you want your outdoor living space to feel and what you're going to do there, and that your kids play soccer and they have buddies over, and wouldn't it be cool to have a fire pit? And so suddenly there is a very intrinsic connection, and then we just hit home runs.
Yeah, you know, Pastor was saying that Sunday that listening is love and love is listening, right? And I think that's one of the things you co-create by listening and really using and leveraging your talents off the talents of the person that you're coming together with to create that space, that feeling place, you know, that's one and the same. And I think that's one of the things that speaks well about what your guys' work does. Now, you know, how has communication changed with the marketplace over the years? I mean, that's pretty, you know, one of the things that I approached you, I was like, you guys do some pretty cool jobs just staying up and using social media and local SEO. And you probably didn't know how well you were doing based on what I was seeing in the marketplace. But you guys have evolved over the years to really stay ahead of the marketing curve compared to other landscapers in your space. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's changed hugely from when we started. You know, you had to have a photo album, and it was pretty archaic 22 years ago, the photo album, and then we turned that into a blurb book about a decade ago, which nobody had ever seen, and I mean, it was off the charts cool. And of course now when we're visiting with clients, it's, oh, we're on a project now, let me pull out my iPhone and I'm showing you pictures. And so it's exciting. And you have to embrace it, because our clients, people like you, 25, 35-year-olds, right?
Right.
You know, that's how that's how you and I are finding people to work on our houses, or a restaurant to go to, or a craft beer to go. What do you do? First thing you do is you pick up your iPhone and you.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that, because content marketing has been around forever, and using this as a way to extend your brand, it really has some very deep-rooted traits that go back to, I would even cross over in your industry. John Deere, when he first created the one bottom furrowed plow, He did research with the farmers and wrote a magazine that still exists today online called The Furrow. That was nothing more than a content play to educate the best technologies of what's going on. And one of the things that, whether it's House or whether it's Pinterest, those are just mediums.
Right.
But you have to have the story. And you've got to share, and you've got to show your style and who you are. And I think that's one of the things that you guys do really well.
Yeah, thanks.
The medium may change, and you've embraced those mediums,
Right, sure.
but the stories are always been there.
Well, and I think that's key. There is a story there, and you have to tell it. And as you know, no one wants to be sold to. They want to learn. They want to pull that data or that information, and so you figure out the content that makes sense and that you think homeowners and consumers are interested in hearing, and then you create it. And
one of the things that you guys also do really well is embrace the community. And I think that's one of the other pieces that goes into your story. It's not all about how you're classy cool. You also embrace Carmel, and it's a great city. It's got a great story. You're engaged in the community, and part of it. How important do you think that is for other people trying to get their business out there to show that they're embracing the community?
Yeah, when we developed our business plan 20-some years ago, that was a very specific part of it. It's one of the things we did well when we were down in Dallas, Texas. And, we just got incredibly fortunate, blessed to land in Carmel. I don't know if there's a better place I could live. It's just perfect. I love it. Love the community.
Yep.
Loving giving back to the community. Love being involved in the community, and I have regularly, at least once a month, a young entrepreneur or not calling and wondering how do we do this? How do I get connected?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like your livelihood. If you're going to get involved in the community, in my view, find something that you love, that you really dig. You like working with the hungry, then go to a food kitchen.
Yeah,
etc.
It's not that hard, really. We make it more complicated than it needs to be, right? It's not easy, but it is simple.
And it just takes takes time. It takes heart, and sometimes you don't see results immediately, but you can feel them in your heart pretty quickly if you've landed well.
Yeah.
Right?
Amen.
So.
Amen. So, it's just so good to have you finally on the show. Appreciate you doing the line. Thanks for coming in the studio, man.
Yeah, you bet. Good to see you.